We interrupt all radio and television programs for an indefinite period. Please keep your radio and television sets turned on. This is an emergency. I repeat, this is an emergency.
Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, January 31st, last day of January 2019 at 1:30 in the morning. And it's cold outside. I hope you have on a jacket. Record-challenging cold Wednesday night. Here are your temperatures. The forecast for International Falls is minus 40, which would eclipse the minus 35 set back in 1996. But let's talk about some crazy records about to be broke. Minneapolis forecast minus 28 tonight, breaking the 1887 record. 130-year-old record crushed. Come over to Milwaukee, minus 20 forecast, going to crush the minus 15 record set back in 1899, 120 years ago. Heads up, Detroit. You're about to obliterate the minus 7 set back in 1920 by kicking in at minus 16, crushing it by 9 degrees. Unprecedented. Fort Wayne, minus 14 predicted. Peoria, minus 19 predicted to crush the minus 13 1996 record. And on, minus 13 for Des Moines, minus 29 for Fargo. Whew. If you don't even know where you are on the planet, you've entered Boom Studios. Keep calm, kids. It's boom time. Check it out, AOL.Slammer. Southeastern states encountered rare snow. And that's a ho, ho, ho. We're going to pause that. Part of the polar vortex moving across the country. We've just named it Polar Vortex 2019. Temperatures to plunge to historic lows not seen in decades. Generations, according to some. Southeastern states encountered rare snowfall Tuesday, which was their lose day. We're going to have to pause that because it's not even working. The harsh winter blast has already killed 7 people, and it will worsen dramatically tonight. Temperatures tomorrow are predicted to be even lower. We'll get to that. Forecasters are warning the expected conditions could be the coldest in over a generation. The National Weather Service late Tuesday described the polar vortex system surging in from the north as one of the coldest Arctic air masses ever seen. It's bitterly cold. Frigid, icy conditions have been blamed for 7 deaths. An 82-year-old man died Tuesday after he was found suffering from hypothermia outside his home in Pekin, Illinois. A man was found frozen in a detached garage near his home in Milwaukee, apparently after he had been shoveling snow. Another man was killed when he was struck by a city snowplow. A 31-year-old man was killed Monday when he lost control of his vehicle. A 9-year-old Nebraska boy died Sunday when a vehicle he was traveling in lost traction. A 59-year-old man was found dead on Tuesday in his driveway near the border of Delaware County, Madison County, Indiana. KP0, an 87-year-old woman, was also found dead outside of Delaware County, Indiana home. KP0, waiting toxicology. Amtrak scheduled from Chi-Town was all canceled on Wednesday. 1,000 flight arrivals were delayed or canceled. And this came in on wireless emergency network. Al! Do you own this company? You prick. Severe alert due to extreme temps. Consumers are asked to freeze their ass off and turn their heat down to the ground, or else you'll freeze your ass off. And that's tonight's first boom. Turn your heat down, or else you'll freeze to death. So we're asking you to be cold so that you won't be colder. Isn't that crazy? Boom! It's like a supernova of craziness. Yes, it is a severe alert. There are the record-challenging colds. Polar Vortex 2019, in your face! Boom! Hey, global warmists, we'll get to you. We will. We're going to get there. It's getting cold fast. Thousands in the Twin Cities lost power in this dangerous cold, as we predicted. XL says most Minnesotans had power restored Wednesday morning, thankfully. Now, there were thousands of people Tuesday night. 8,000 residents, in fact, were affected in the Twin Cities. And they were about to freeze to death, but luckily the power came on at 3 a.m. They're prepared. Look at all the candles they have. Look how happy this child is. Should have bought a generator. You could have powered that heater, you D-bags. The Anzalone family said their Bloomington neighborhood went dark for dinner time. Like many in the metro, they were bundled up and reading by candlelight. If they had watched the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, they would have a portable lithium-ion battery charged and ready to go to power multiple heating sources and even let them watch a movie. But I digress. We can't all be as prepared as the subscribers that watch our channel. Weather forecast Thursday to be even colder than Wednesday. Look at how happy she is. Followed by snow. Ho, ho, ho. Chicago CBS Wednesday morning brought temperatures of 23 degrees below zero. And Thursday could be even colder. Crushing. Well, actually, it was the 5th coldest day ever in Chicago. And we're going to get to that. 5th coldest day ever. Ow! 5th! You owe me 100. Temperatures are expected to drop 25 below. That could make Thursday tied for the 3rd coldest day ever. Wednesday tied for the 5th. 100. Don't even say you said 20, you prick. You are... I don't even want to... No cake for you. Wednesday did break a record for the day. Previous record lows for January 30th was 15 degrees below zero back in 1966. Crushed by the minus 23 wind chill down to 52 below zero. Rob Ellis is my hero. The coldest day on record was minus 27th on January 20th, 1985. Based on records dating back to 1872. Who knew? The all-time record low highest temperature is 11 degrees below. Wednesday reached 10 below. Ho, ho, ho. There's your number 5 all-time record colds, January 30th, 2019. Whew. I can't even make this up, you know, because it's facts. It's amazing how they work. They're right in your face. Okay, what's happening here? We're getting tied up. 8 minutes and 8 seconds in. Apparently it's the Illuminati. They're controlling the paradigm. Whoa. Something's happening. And it's bombastic. 77 below zero. We're no Queero. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Yes, Paul Begley, we're serious because these are facts. And this is happening now, January 31st. Right now. 77 below zero. Polar vortex yields deadly cold as thousands endure power cuts. Travel issues mount in the Midwest. And they light tracks on fire. God, you know how many joints we could light off that? Long-standing records are poised to fall as the polar vortex 2019 sends extremely cold air into the Midwest and Northeast United States to end January with a bitter hook-nosed frost. States of emergency have been issued in Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan due to extreme cold, with many schools, businesses, train tracks, and other things being lit on fire and closing until the frigid air loosens its grip on the region later this week. Minneapolis could break low temperature records originally set in the 1800s, said the Maunder minimum. And Chicago could challenge its all-time record lows of minus 27 Fahrenheit, set back in 1985 when global warming began. Commuters winds and snow and frigid weather Wednesday, January 30th, 2019. In addition to the bone-chilling cold, the bitter wind will send AccuWeather real feel trademark temperatures even lower because they're trademarked. The deep freeze has a firm grip on the upper Midwest with an AccuWeather real feel trademark temperature of 77 degrees below zero being trademarked. So if you quote that, you owe them money. Polar vortex by the numbers. 6 states in the U.S. record temperatures as low as the South Pole. And you know why they have to say South Pole? Because if they said Antarctica, you would totally have a Shartica right in your pants. And Brave is not responding now. But it's responding now. Barely. Barely responding, 10:30 in. And it's barely responding. Boom! Oh, that's responding now. Like a supernova of devastation. Can't even make it up. Gray screen. That's the new white screen, which is the new blue screen. Could be a green screen. Polar vortex by the numbers. 6 states in U.S. record temperatures as low as Antarctica, which would be the South Pole. But when you say South Pole, it sounds warm, doesn't it? It's really warm down there. Records are being shattered and communities are enduring the harshest cold ever as the polar vortex 2019 tightens its grip on the Midwestern U.S. After the polar vortex 2019 plunged southward, temperatures plummeted under 20 below zero Fahrenheit from North Dakota to northern Illinois on Wednesday morning, which was so sure to be a cold one, or whatever else you want to say. Holy crap! Minus 77 Fahrenheit. Lowest AccuWeather real feel trademark temperature recorded at Thief River Falls, Minnesota, Tuesday evening. Consecutive hours of real feel trademark temperatures under 65 below zero Fahrenheit in Grand Forks, North Dakota on Tuesday. Are you kidding? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Yes, Paul Begley, we're serious because these are facts. Minus 23 Fahrenheit, record low in Chi-Town on Wednesday morning, crushing the low temperature of minus 15 set back in the mid-80s. This is the beginning. Tonight it is going to be worse. Infrastructure is failing now as I'm speaking, and people are freezing to death. I hope they're ready. I hope you're prepared. I hope others are prepared to help. While all this is going on, millions of dollars are being raised because we're all burning up. The lefty charlatans and brainwashed idiots that don't even realize what they're saying want to tax you for plant food, which, by the way, is great for growing marijuana if you do have a hoop house. So let's sequester that carbon right into our greenhouses. We are having some technical difficulties, so bear with us. A lot to happen, if it can happen. 13 minutes, 29 seconds in. Maybe I just need some power. Everything's loose and Al is jiggling the cords. Let's just have a sip of artesian water. That's what we needed. Nothing's happening. Bear with us. It appears as if our internet is slightly frozen at the moment. And if I could get anything, I would really appreciate it. Help me out here. Boom! We got it. We're back. All right, real quick. Let's reopen the closed tab and let's get to some of the nonsense. We're back in flash drive, high-speed internet. It's like lightning out here in the middle of nowhere with our satellite dish feed. My multiple propane tanks blowing on me so I can't even breathe. Telling Pole big freeze means global warming is worse than ever. The Knights Templar are even mounting their horses. Alarmists warn. Swaths of Europe and North America have been hit by blizzards. They're having snowball fights outside the Colosseum in Rome. Scotland is closed. The sheep outside my garden are buried in the white stuff. And Al Gore is in his hole. Shut up, Al! Where's my money? If you subscribe to Breitbart, you saw this article. If you're not a right-wing extremist, you probably wouldn't even read this rag anyway. GFS model. Not a schmodel. And there is a Ontario blizzard set to cover Ontario and be a blizzard. Yes, there it is. Starting Monday all the way into Wednesday, which will be their blizzard day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, blizzard. Hey, Brett Stump, you're getting buried up in Saskatchewan. At least 10, 15 centimeters in some areas right across that south central region where you're at. British Columbia is looking at up to 48 inches almost everywhere on the coast and in the mountains. Heavy snows picking up, and finally, Oregon. Heads up, Mount Hood. You're going to be snowboarding some amazing freshies. And if talking about freshies, I just packed one. But let's check out the Sierra snow. Now, the models in my region have been reduced. We're just looking at maybe 5 to 10 inches of snow over the next 3 days. And we're talking starting right here on Saturday night, Sunday, into Monday, and then Tuesday into Wednesday. See all that snow in the Four Corners region here? I'm right here by the 5, but a little up here in the white dot. It's my zone. That's where we smoke the bone. Four Corners region, where the Hopi claims that this is the safe zone to smoke the bone, to make it through. Jesus much? See that? There's the crucifixion right there at the Four Corners. Holy sh! Diamond is insane. Check out the Sierras. Whew. Look at these models. They go white right there. Boom. So by Sunday, February 3rd, which is in 3 days, you're looking at 4 feet for 100 miles at Sierra Crest. And then watch this. 4, 6, 8, 10. Who knows how many feet that is? That could be 100 feet because it just goes white. And it goes off the chart here. Up here is white. Up here. White, up in the charts, like a supernova of snow. Did you hear that, Al? Snow Nova! Snow Nova 2019 in the Sierras. You prick. There it is. Holy macaroni. I can't even smoke a bowlie to this. Whew. Look at that. I am so stoked that I'm going to click on regions. Watch this. Watch how you use this. You click on regions, and here, let's look at a region. You can go to the tropics, the Andes, shit. You can go to Australia if you care, but they're burning up, so bam. Let's go to the Southwest. Because the Southwest is the best. Well, actually, the West is the best, but holy shit, 56 inches. I knew it. You blew it, Al. Let's watch this baby pile up. Watch it. 21, 32, 44, 49, 53. Ow! 56, you prick! Boom! I can't even make it up, even though it's mathematically made up right before your very lives, right here on this model. 28 inches in Oregon. That could be Mount Hood. And it should, but that's that white dot right there, so you. And that's 48 inches, bitches. 48 on Hood, 56 on the crest. The crest is the best, as long as it's not your toothpaste, because that has fluoride, and it makes you retarded. National Weather Service Weather Ready Nation map. We are Weather Ready Nation ambassadors, endorsed by NOAA, Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Dangerous wind chills from the upper Midwest to the Northeast. Heavy lake effect snow in the Great Lakes. Large storm to impact the West Coast. Oh, I just predicted that. Thank you, NOAA. A blast of Arctic air with gusty winds is producing dangerous wind chills across a significant portion of the upper Midwest and to the Northeast. Wind chill warnings and advisories are in effect through and everywhere if you're within 300 miles of a Great Lake. That might as well be an earthquake. Wind chill warnings and advisories are in effect through Thursday afternoon, which is tomorrow afternoon. The frigid air mass will also support heavy lake effect snow downwind in the pinks and the purples, which are not schmerples. Those are heavy snow areas. Up in this little red zone, that's blizzard warnings. And then all of Ontario is in a blizzard warning. Yeah, you're going to get it right up the blizzard, Ontario. Heavy rain and mountain snow expected through the west this weekend, ending any hopes of a global warming debacle of drought and the end of life. It's all over. There's plenty of water there. You're about to be flooded in the spring, and you'll know what I'm saying. Or actually, I'm kind of spraying. Let's stop delaying. Look at this white screen. Oh, look at that. Seismic update. No quakes of note. We just lost the entire world. There it is, back. Mid-ocean ridge is moving. 5.9 Central East Pacific rise. 5.6 in Chile. Nothing else really of note here. 5.4 in Vanuatu, recently just booming off. Today's widespread UK snow labeled as just the starter to Thursday's main course. Holy shit, we just became British. UK fall winter weather warnings are in place as temperatures and snow continue to fall. Authorities are bracing for what is expected to be the worst travel chaos since last year's beast from the east. Wow. I can't even be the queef from the sleest who said the least. What the are they pulling out here? Is this like, what is that? A tapeworm from underneath of the... Huge swaths of the country have been gripped by severe winter weather today, with drivers urged not to travel in the treacherous conditions. But according to meteorologists today, many people are traveling in the treacherous conditions. And that's just the starter. The delicious main course is due tomorrow, as a band of even heavier snow looks to tear across the breadth of the home nation, lasting well into Friday. Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project predicted this 3 days ago, claiming that even the central Midlands, yes, and even Maverick Star Reloaded himself would be buried in the global warming goodness. The Met Office expects the winter current record low of negative 10.8 Fahrenheit to tumble. And that is delicious. Hashtag snow remains in the forecast with weather warnings in force. Here are some further details of the weather to come. There it is. Whoa! We're going. Many schools have been shut down with road closures widespread. Lorries and other pushers are pushing the push in the bush with the slush. Thank you, hashtag gritters, for getting us back on the hashtag roads. UK areas have been seeing hashtag snow, hashtag gritters, and hashtag plows. And hashtag snow, hashtag UK snow. Ho, ho, ho. Heavy snow in the Alps. Doesn't look good for Italy. Doesn't look good for Northern Africa. Doesn't look good for Northern Spain. It's insane. Al Gore's a fraud. Look at the Siberian swath of hell. Oh well. Global warming much? That's a boom. Holy shit. I don't even know how my computer isn't melted yet. Worldwide volcano news update. Fuego, Popo, Planchon, Petoroa, Sabancaya, Fuego. Volcanic ash emission to 15,000 feet just moments ago. Sabancaya, sporadic puffs. Puff, puff, pass, Popo, 19,000 feet, boom, boom. Intermittent emission to 19,000 feet. Yeah, that's 4 miles, folks. Up. Planchon, Petoroa, continuous emissions, plus Fuego, Popo, Chevaluche, Reventador, and she's a Merapi also. A little bit of lava. But I digress. I wasn't allowed to show those photos, so we go silent. Come on, computer. Computer alert. This is getting old. I might have to do a dab. Bill Nye says global warming will mean America needs to grow its crops in Canada. What say you, Brett Stumpf? Grand solar minimums crazy Canuck would tell Bill Nye to skid. The agriculture is going to have to move north in what would normally be Canada, and we don't have the infrastructure, the roads and the railroads to get the food from these northern regions, which are currently at minus 70 degrees to the south, because we need some sort of an ice sled. Heads up, denier-in-chief. Please come over here and tell them to suck it. Please. Suck it, fraud. And then you hit enter. Yes, and then you reply. Holy macaroni. More fraud science coming up. Scientists have detected an enormous cavity growing beneath Antarctica. That sounds hot. That's a cavity and it's growing. Antarctica is not a good place. It's not in a good place. No, it's on the South Pole, which is really fucking cold. Of course, it's not in a good place. But it hasn't been there forever because it was recently ice-free. In the space of only decades, the continent has lost trillions of tons of ice. But what they don't tell you is that it also gains trillions of tons of ice. They only tell you half the story there. It's such an alarming rate that we didn't even tell you that it also gains trillions of tons of ice. Places they once thought were safe may not be. But if you read the paper, they say that they're not really concerned at all. So, I erased it. Space rock leaves evil splat on Mars' surface. This is more nonsense. This is not science. Something punched through ice on Mars, leaving behind what looks like the indent from an evil character in a cartoon movie? A dark splat? This is live idiot verse. Oh my god, did you guys see the large splat on Mars? It's like totally a splat. It was just like I saw, like, there was a thing and then it went boom. And I was like, holy shit, is that a splat on Mars? It's almost like my eyeliner was like ruined and then it went boom and it was a splat on Mars. Science, hashtag. Massive starfish die-off is tied to global warming. Maybe. Now, the skin lesions are the first sign that something is wrong. Global warming. The skin lesions. Global warming. It's wrong. Global warming. Now, since 2013, sea star wasting disease has killed so many starfish along the Pacific coast that scientists say it's the largest disease epidemic ever observed. Ever. Where there used to be dozens of stars, scuba divers now report none. And while the epidemic itself is naturally occurring, newly published data suggests that this naturally occurring disease is due to global warming. Yeah. And while the epidemic is naturally occurring, according to a funded, published research, climate change may have made it deadlier. The deadliest. Increase the disease's deadliness. Yes. While the naturally occurring disease is natural and occurring, climate change has made it the deadliestness. Yes, it's true. You're all gonna die because the starfish are already dead because of you. Keep going to Starbucks. Hey, do you know about this? Nobody does. But they will soon. Because of our tireless efforts to uncover the truth, the theory of multidimensional reality is going to be known by maybe 1% of the population in the next decade. And that may be a good thing. But Doug Vogt and I had our first of a series of conversations this afternoon. And they were stimulating, groundbreaking, fascinating, and exhilarating. And I couldn't even wait to even edit up the dialogue. I had to give you a snippet. Because I was so moved by this man's dialogue today that I feel connected to him in some way. It was almost as if we had been best friends. The second he picked up the phone, we hit it off. Boom! So Doug and I will be talking more in the future, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you'll be getting releases of the information on some of the things we discussed. And there's many more topics that we will be discussing, but none more important than the polar shift, the magnetic reversal, and the coming nova from our sun. Solar outburst, micronova, some call it. But Doug is adamant about the fact that there's no such thing as a micronova. It's just a nova. There's different scales. Calling it different words is confusing. And he thinks this is all about the obfuscation from the truth in plain sight, like the scientific PBS documentary series called Nova, which came out right after NASA was developed to study the nova effects of our moon, which wasn't revealed to the public and will be starting now. If you haven't heard some of the audio footage that has recently been released, the astronauts were up on the moon to find glass from the last nova. They weren't there to do anything else. The CIA has been hiding the truth from you and the rest of the world on purpose. Come check it out. Get your feet wet. There's a lot of information to digest. If you want to check out Doug Vogt's foundation, it's the Diehold Foundation, 501c3 public nonprofit. You give them $1 million, you can deduct it from your taxes. Do it now. Now, the Diehold Foundation was created in 1997 to accomplish 4 major goals, all of which we support. And we love Doug. Watch the video. He's just like all of us. Well, most of us. I hope so. Is pot the future of the tobacco industry? Of course it is. You know how much money is involved? Our little town of 2,600 people now has 7 dispensaries. And 80% of all the marijuana sold in there has to be grown in our county. We have 2,600 people in Pagosa Springs. We grow 27,000 pounds of weed a year. And we sell it all right here in town. 1.5 million people passing through, pick it up. They're picking up what we're putting down. And I'm sure big ag, big pharma, and the tobacco industry are all involved. So learn now how to grow your own. Learn how to clone. Learn how to hybridize. I've been mixing strains since I moved here. Next year is going to be our biggest year. We have probably multiple versions of new hybrids that we're really stoked to grow. And we're allowed to. We're allowed, 6 to 12 plants per parcel. And if you have a green card, you can get a permit for up to 36 or even more legally. So, if you want to buy poisonous pot, well, sit back. But if you want to be proactive, check out Southwest Genetics. If you don't know who they are, friend of the channel, comment below and they will contact you. Otherwise, email oppenheimerranch@gmail.com and I will get you in contact with them. But come check out our Preparedness store because it is the end of January. And if you've never grown anything, you need to start now. Start growing mushrooms. Here's a $23 mushroom log. Pink oysters. Do it. But more importantly, I want to draw you over to the heirloom vegetable pack here for 13 bucks for all you schmucks. Bitch and moan. For $12.99 plus $1.62 shipping, you can get 16,500 non-GMO heirloom vegetable seeds. Now, if you watch the Grand Solar Minimum Crazy Canuck, he will tell you that you can take each of these packets here and grow them just to seed them again. Don't even collect the fruit, but you can also collect some of the food. And you can literally have a seed bank to feed 1,000 people after your first year. And after that year, you can feed 10,000 people. And after the next grow season, you can feed 100,000 people, and then 1 million, and then 10 million, and then 100 million, and so on. All from a $12 seed pack. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then you have a long way to go. Start now. Start now and fail now. For 13 bucks, you can fail hundreds of times with 16,500 non-GMO heirloom seeds. 40 different varieties of failure available for 13 bucks. Do it now. There's not much time. The Akashic Record, the powers that be, are all clashing. The quickening is happening. Either a rogue gang of secret agents is going to come and kill us all, or humanity is benevolent. And even the people at the highest level are being affected by the vibration. The Vedas claim that this is what will happen. You can't teach if you are one that knows. You can only guide. Because the inevitable is the inevitable. As the Schumann resonance increases, sun's outburst, periodic and episodically. It's my contention this happens every 6,000 years, as written in the Bible. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at my Cosmic Catastrophe video that is at the title page of our channel. Has about 70,000 views. And I show you where that 6,230 years comes in. It's 1/4 of the precession of the equinoxes. It's part of the great year. Iron Cross, Cosmic Catastrophe, Allah, Randall Carlson, and many other seekers of esoteric knowledge. The clock cycle is real. Doug Vogt knows about it. It is encoded in all of the ancient structures. Angkor Wat, the Great Pyramid, Machu Picchu, Stonehenge, all have this great cycle encoded. Not only that, the circular formation and the 56 points of light around Stonehenge represent the plasma instability, which Anthony Peratt has told us is responsible for all of these glyphs worldwide, which corroborate the cosmic catastrophe story of the sun's nova. When the sun novas, we will witness this. If you're alive for the next 2 decades, you will witness it as well. Join us on the journey to warn the public, to share the knowledge. We will survive. We always have. We love each and every one of you. Start growing food. The facts are in. Al's been silenced. And that's a boom. Be safe. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Get that seed bundle. Do it now. Time's wasting. The sun's gonna nova. And it's not gonna be over. It's just the beginning. And that's a boom.